I drive by this garden all the time, and I just want to see if there's any any feeding bees. He's got all these flowers here, and I've maybe seen, I didn't get a cool, but I think I've seen one bee so far this summer, and every day actively looking for it. I've seen a lot of solitary bees. Really no ground feeders, right? Like all these flowers are just, there's a fly over there, but there's no, and he's got all these rows. I can just smell the, there's a butterfly. Looks like there's a bee flying around there. Not a bee. Okay, you have to be careful. When I talked about I haven't seen a bee, I'm talking about a social bee, right? I've seen so far, and I didn't really count bumblebees, even though I haven't really seen a bumblebee. But yeah, that's a type of bee there flying around. Really small. That isn't. That guy is, I don't know what that is. Really long antennas. Maybe it could be a form of a wasp. But he's got rows and rows and rows. Look at this one, just full of flowers. And as you can see, it's pretty much, there's no activity whatsoever. Maybe a bee. Something big flying around, flying like a bee. But he comes around here. Yeah. If he would land still, I can't tell if it's a bee or not. One, because there's these bee flies that fly like a bees. It could be a large social bee, I don't know. Well, not social, I mean solitary type. Like a carpenter or something. But if this was a normal habitat, this would be buzzing with pollinators, right? If this was, this is. I think it's a solitary bee. I think there's a bee. But, having to wow, I should be able to just see bees on this thing kind of going around and, instead, I'm just gonna grab this guy. If it stings me, it stings me, but come on, land. There's definitely some sort of guy flying around. I don't know if it's a social bee or a solitary bee. He's over there now. Two of them chasing each other. Wish I could catch him stopping and getting some, I don't know, what is he looking for? I mean, or what is she looking for? Or they're just so afraid, they're afraid of anything moving. What a beautiful garden. Really, onions. Look at this beautiful little garden here. That may be a Japanese honeybee. Had really long antennas. I don't know if you saw that. Guess I'm just gonna have to grab one and see if he's stinging me. There is one way to find out if it's a social bee that stings the shit out of you. I guess let's see if I can grab this thing. I don't have I've got no gloves on. I'm gonna jump in it here because I want to grab this guy. I don't want to kill him. See if I can get hold of him. It had really long, I've never seen a bee, its antennas were really long. It was definitely some sort of bee. Again, I don't know, it was light color. There he is, right here, right here. Come on. They're really nimble. There's two of them flying around, chasing each other. Here it goes. I'm going to grab him. I got him. Okay, I got him. He's buzzing. He's not stinging me. He didn't. It's social bee, not social. It's a solitary bee. He would have stung the hell out of me. I just grabbed. I don't know if you saw that. He was in my hand, just buzzing away. I need it. So, you know, if they're solitary bees, it won't. They're really. They probably won't sting you. I don't know what kind of solitary bee is. I really don't want to kill the guy. But I grabbed the second bee. This one was the biggest bee I've ever grabbed. And I need to learn how to grab him, and then somehow, how do I get him? Hold him. I'd like to put a thing here where I could put one. So I don't think this is social bees. I think this is solitary bees. But there were two of them chasing each other, so I don't know. I don't know enough about bees. You know, I just know there isn't many of them. Try to grab him again if I can. Kind of like fishing. You just gotta wait for the damn thing to bite. There's one right there. They fly so fast. I need a net, really. I have a net. Oh, I need to get a little kid's fishing net and then try to like and then be able to look at him, grab him, and then thing. But I'd really like to put a habitat here. you know, I don't really see many. I saw those two guys flying around, but I don't really see a butterfly. There's a few of them here now, on this end here. They seem to be moving way too fast than bees. I mean, than the social bees. Here's one right here. See if I can grab another one. I just don't see them landing that much. What really gets me is they're just moving so fast from bush to bush to bush to bush. It's like, guys, I mean, what are you looking for? Alright, well, I get tired of just looking at flowers, I guess, but this is what I do. You know, I go and look at flowers and try to figure out what sort of bee they are. And this would be a good place for habitat. But I haven't seen them take to any of my habitats yet, so God knows.